Hi, welcome back to Lam Rim, and that picture was Arya Asanga, don't forget. The guy with the dog, and I love the picture. We tend to think that people like Arya Asanga must have been very handsome, but look, you don't spend 12 years in a cave and look like some handsome lama. I mean, it's hard work, and probably he had a coat like that, and So, and don't forget the story that we talked about during the lion's dance, that he spent 12 years in the cave, frustrated that he couldn't meet Maitreya. And then when he left the cave, and he found a dying dog on the road that had been hit by a wagon, like a dog that was hit by a car. And nobody stopped to help the dog except him. And then suddenly, because of that moment of bodhicitta, he saw Maitreya, and then Maitreya taught him, okay, the lion's dance. Tene sengin nam gimpe, tingin zin na nyom shin ne tension del jun lu jung nun lu min tun la topa che. That's the famous lines that Maitreya taught him. Okay, here we go. We're on to benefit, or the 10 cool things that will happen to you if you get bodhicitta. And here's number 8. We're starting number 8, which means that no obstacles can touch you. And, all of us, all of you in this class, okay, if you got to the Lam Rim class, you're serious. You're a serious person. This is not a somebody told me we should stick to, I don't even forget the name of the thing. TikTok, what's the other one? Huh? Instagram, yeah, TikTok, Instagram. Geshe-la, don't go on for more than 3 minutes, 2 minutes or 1 minute. This is the most people can handle right now. So no, we're asking you to come to 12 years. Or 15 years of Lam Rim. So if you're in this class, you're probably a serious person, and you're probably a very committed person. Otherwise, you're not going to make it through 15 years or 20 years of Lam Rim. And if you're a serious person, if you're trying to help people seriously, over a long period of time, like Diamond Mountain, has how many years now? 20 something years. And the people in this room, a lot of them have been here for 20 years, or some of them. And it's a long job, and there's lots of problems. There's just lots of problems. You can't do big things without problems. And it's funny, all of us want to do big things, and then we get problems, and we start to, my practice is no good, I had a problem today. Come on, you're going to have problems up to Buddhahood. You're going to have problems. There's going to be screw-ups, endless screw-ups. The bigger the project, the more screw-ups, okay? So don't get all excited about it, okay? I'll tell you something. I can't remember the name. This morning, I couldn't remember the name of a person who gave us a lot of trouble like 5 years ago. I couldn't remember their name, and it's not just senility. It's that they just go away, Things happen, problems come, and you have a choice. You can quit, or you can keep going. And if you're gonna keep going, you have another choice. You can be grumpy about the problems, or you can laugh at them. Oh, look, Paji, oh man, we tried to make biochar at Nick's house. The whole thing, wow, So, you might as well have fun, okay? And if you have bodhicitta, then the problems get very small. The problems shrink fast. And you can have fun even when you're having pretty serious obstacles and problems. And then you know what happens. If you're having fun while you have a problem, the problem's not much a problem. Okay, so here we go. I like this picture. I don't know, this picture actually a disturbing picture of a tank. Okay, and they're terrible things. They're really terrible things. People still use them. Okay, they were invented for World War I. They were invented in 1916 or 17, and they started. And they found out if you make a metal box on wheels, you can kill people and you can be comfortable. You can sit inside the box and just shoot other people, and they can't shoot you. And you can just roll over in the middle of the other people's army and shoot people. And they're still popular. They still measure the strength of an army. For example, in Europe, they will measure a country's military strength by how many tanks do they have. So they're still used a lot. And the point is, you can just sit in the middle of it, and the whole world can be blowing up around you, and it's not comfortable, but it's not bad. Okay, you're in a metal box, and you're protected, and that's what bodhicitta does for you. Okay. Bodhicitta is like sitting in a tank in a war, and everybody else is getting blown up and dying, and you're just kind of having a coffee probably, okay? And bodhicitta is like that tank, okay? I don't like tanks. I think they are a symbol of our failure as people. But the idea that they could protect you is a nice image, okay? All right, Gyepani, Korlu Gywe Gyapo La, Lagna Dorje Dan Sangba, there's a kind of special karma called Chakravartin, which is what?
World Emperor.
Yeah, wheel emperor. It's a wheel world emperor. You call the wheel king of the world, president of the world, because you have the wheel. And the wheel is a spaceship with lots of army guys in it, okay? And to become a king of the world, and there's different levels of king of the world. If you took DCI course, you know about that. A gold emperor, they have no competition. Everyone begs them to be king of the world. They don't have to campaign, and they don't have to threaten anybody, and there's no competition. Everybody wants them to be king of the world. That's some kind of extraordinary good karma in their past lives, okay? And in this life, unanimously, I remember Ken Rinpoche, my Lama, when he went, he didn't want to be abbot of our monastery. It's one of the great 3 monasteries of Tibet. He did not want to be abbot, and he was too busy. He didn't want to get stuck with this job. And so he kept writing every 4 years when they voted or 6 years when they voted for the abbot, he sent a paper and said, I will not accept the abbot's position, And then he got to be 75 or something, 70 years old. And he said, well, okay, I don't have to write this letter anymore. They're not going to do it now. And then they voted him in, because he didn't send the letter. And then he had to do it. I was there when he accepted the position, and he had to accept it. And so he was like, I'll accept the position if the vote is unanimous. If 3,000 monks, if there's not one monk who votes against me, I will accept the position, And I was like, Rinpoche, come on, this is a monastery. It's never going to happen. And one guy said he didn't want Rinpoche. One guy, And of course, the peer pressure was pretty intense. And finally, he changed his mind. But why am I saying that? That's the karma of a wheel emperor. The vote, if you run for president of America, the vote will be 350 million to 0 because of your karma. You have intense karma, okay? It'll be similar to Rinpoche becoming abbot of Serame. Okay, Samba Gyalchen. So they have this karma that powerful beings in the universe want to protect them. And we have a picture here of some, I like this picture. This is a real bodyguard picture, okay? You're right? These guys, they're supposed to be secret service, but you can tell them immediately, you know, because of the sunglasses, right? And the thing in their ear, you know. And if you want to really get some attention, Tim, from girls, you know, just get these glasses and put the thing in your ear and walk around, and people will think you're some high James Bond guy or something. Anyway, the karma of a person who has heavy good karma from their past life, and for example, is born into a country where no one starves for the first time in history, okay? It's the nature of the universe that powerful beings want to be their bodyguards. And they are around you all the time. They are protecting you all the time. If you have the karma, for example, to be born, to come to Diamond Mountain, if you have the karma to reach Diamond Mountain in this life, then you already have these people around you. You don't see them, but there are beings hanging around, deflecting problems from you already, and you don't know. You never know. But there's already powerful beings protecting you. And they are not necessarily Buddhist. They can be Buddhist, but sometimes they're just interested, super powerful bodyguard beings, okay? And he lists them here. So world emperors have these guys, and you don't see them. Invisible bodyguards who keep deflecting problems. The problems you never know you were supposed to have. There's a lot, okay? And these guys have been deflecting them for you. For example, if you ever did a 3-year retreat at Diamond Mountain, you have got a lot of these guys, okay? Then he says here, if you get bodhicitta, you get double duty. Yeah, the Home Office assigns double bodyguards for you compared to a world emperor, okay? Compared to a king of the world who has already probably thousands of invisible bodyguards. Bodhisattvas get double, okay? You have 2,000 invisible bodyguards taking care of you if you have bodhicitta, if you've tried to have this motivation. There are invisible, powerful beings deflecting problems from you, and you don't even know, because the problems never reach you. Problems that never happened, okay, that were supposed to happen, okay. Korgyurki summa nigyur. Nigyur means 100% more. Nigyur means double. Ki ninsen kundu. Day and night, they are on duty. They are never off duty, okay. Summa gyurwe. Nepadang. They prevent problems in your life. Dendang. They prevent evil spirits from reaching you. Gekso. They stop obstacles in your life, problems, okay? They block them and you don't even know that you were supposed to have them, okay? If you have bodhicitta, all right. Semdi mena tata kangso ngaro soki denam den dankyang jummi junge pame. If you don't have bodhicitta and you do kangso, so kangso is like sojo, but it's two parts, kang and so. So kang means to collect new good karma. So means to fix old bad karmas. And it's similar to sojong, but it's more powerful. It's a tantric sojong. Okay, it's called kangso. And many of the colleges of a great monastery like Sera will do kangsong once a month. They have their own kangso ceremonies that are written for their college. And their particular protector deity, which is not the bad protector, which is argument about it nowadays, but every major college has their own protector, which everyone agrees is a nice protector, okay? Kangso ngaro so And he says, you can go take all the guys in your college, you can go to your college temple, you can get all the big drums, boom, 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 and you can call the protectors at your monthly tantric sojo, right? And they won't come if you don't have bodhicitta, okay? They won't come, okay? Junmi jun ngepa me means we don't know they're going to come or not. If the guys who are doing the sojong ceremony, the purification ceremony, don't have bodhicitta, you can bang on the drums, you can ring the bells, you can do the mantras, but there's no guarantee that anyone's going to come to help you. The protectors might listen and they might not listen, okay? The good protectors. Semdi kena gyapo nam tu se so gyalchen deshi chenma jangkyang. But if you have bodhicitta, then even the highest of the protectors, the example here is the four great kings, such as Vaishravana, who are very powerful Buddhist protectors, okay? Kyang Tenshin du Sunkyopche, they will come to protect you as if they were your employees, okay? You know, like you say, hey, you know, hello, where's my coffee? You know, and they're like, yes, sir, you know. These huge, dangerous protectors, they're like, become your employees, okay? You can say, hey, where's, you know, I don't know. How come there's traffic this morning? What are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, and they clear all the traffic, you know, on the way to Tucson or something, okay? That's their job, right? So they kind of at your beck and call, okay? All right. I like to say, I was thinking that nowadays we're trying to practice medicine Buddha. Many people are trying to practice medicine Buddha. Kind of as a team, we're trying to do medicine Buddha. Now there's supposed to be 12 yaksha generals, like very powerful protector, military, Dharma military generals who are supposed to help us. And you can apply this to those 12 also. If your motivation for medicine Buddha practice is to help other people, then those 12 spirit generals will come and help you. And they will help you achieve your projects like building stupas. But if you don't have bodhicitta and you call them with a mantra, maybe they won't come. Okay, there's no guarantee that they will come, because there's a weird thing they say people with bodhicitta smell good to them, you know, which I guess means if you don't have bodhicitta, you smell like you didn't take a bath for 2 weeks or something. Okay, something like that. Like they're attracted. The 12 yakshas are attracted to people who are wearing that cologne of bodhicitta, and then they come. Even you don't ask them to come, they will come, okay? Then if you ask them to come, but you don't care about other people, they're like, you know, I don't know, you know, I'll come tomorrow maybe, okay, all right. I have this idea, I like this picture, it's a fire alarm, and many years ago, I think if people were in the first ACI classes in New York, I had this idea of a very dishonest person. What do you call it? Cynical person, unhappy person who want to make money. And so they start a company and they start selling fire extinguishers that they know don't work, okay, that don't work. So, you know, try to imagine something more mean or cynical than trying to make money by selling fire extinguishers that you know they don't work, you know. So you kind of, somebody will die from the thing you're making. that doesn't work, and you know it doesn't work, or you don't know it works and it doesn't work. So I think the point is to do practices, Buddhist practices, without bodhicitta, and to teach them to other people is like selling fire extinguishers that might not work, or fire alarms that might not work. And then someone's going to get hurt, someone's going to get hurt. To teach somebody a ritual or a mantra, and then don't teach them lamrim, and don't teach them about bodhicitta, then it's kind of like giving somebody a fire alarm that doesn't work, or might not work. And if it doesn't work, then someone's going to get hurt, right? So that's what they're talking about here. So what's a safe thing to do to make sure it works? Just be nice to people, okay? Do your practice for other people, okay? If you do your practice for other people, does that mean you're not doing it for yourself? You are, when you say all living beings, guess who's one of them? People forget that. It's so funny. I'm doing this for all living beings, except me. Why not do it for you too? You're also a living being, okay? So don't forget, when you're practicing bodhicitta for all living beings, my Lama used to say, duh, you're also one of them, You can do prayers for yourself, that's okay. You're also suffering being. We're not leaving you out. Okay, that'd be so funny. Okay. You have to love yourself also. You owe yourself love because you are a suffering living being. Simple. You don't have to be lovable, you have to be unlovable. Okay. Then you deserve love. Okay. All right. Dombokupi Dole. I love this sutra. Every time we have a quotation from it, it's beautiful. This is the one called the house in the jewel forest. The house inside the circle of trees made of ruby and emerald and sapphire. Trees made of emerald. And that's the name of this sutra. Namba midungwe tsi. And it's kind of a long sentence, but what it means is, in ancient India, there were, what do you call that? You put stuff in a little bag and you carry it around your neck, like the Native Americans, amulet. But what if you put some kind of herbs, a medicine bag or something, and you tie it around your neck? And then there's certain diseases you cannot get. It's like a vaccination. Like nowadays they call it a vaccination. In the old days, you put some herbs in a bag and you tie it around your neck, and that will protect you from certain diseases. Okay, and there's a list of them in the sutras. So one of them is called Namba Midungwe Tsi, which means no suffering herb bag. And if you wear that one, there's certain problems and sicknesses that you cannot get if you wear that medicine bag on your neck or on your arm or something. Tsi Gyalpo Chu, there's another one called the King of All Elixirs. And if you put that in a medicine bag and tie it around your neck, Drul Jerwa, you will never step on a rattlesnake at Diamond Mountain. They don't like it. When you get close, they go away. There's some kind of smell from the back. We should find this one. And Si Gyalpo Shenki Mitupa. Then there's called the King of Medicine Bags, Shenki Mitupa, unbeatable. Okay? And Lula Changna, if you tie that one on your neck, Jamie Tupa, people can never take advantage of you, okay? So these are different medicine bags that people used to tie on their necks. Why is he talking about this? Yeah, you want the ultimate medicine bag? Then get some bodhicitta, and it repels all problems automatically, okay? That's the idea. The ancient sutras talk about special plants that you can put in a bag and tie around your neck. And certain bad things will never happen to you, like snakes biting you. But why not just get bodhicitta and tie that around your neck? And then nothing can hurt you, okay? And that's another benefit of bodhicitta. You become impregnable, okay? It's like armor, okay? And I have a picture here of a back. Isn't that a cool idea that if you had a certain kind of motivation to jump planets, it would be like the COVID vaccination. And you would never get certain problems. They just couldn't happen. Nowadays, some of us got our vaccinations. I stayed in my house for a year. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't go. I needed something from the hardware store. I needed a little thing from my garden. I called them. I said, "Do you deliver?" They said, "Yeah." "What do you need?" I said, "I need a water sprinkler. It's $10, right?" And they said, "Okay." And I said, "Can you deliver it?" "Yeah, it's $100 to deliver it, I said, "What? $100 to deliver a $10 sprinkler?" "Yeah." I said, "I'll take it." I was like, damn, I can get in my car and go buy it in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But I don't want to die, It's not worth it. I'll pay the $100, Then they give you a vaccination. And it's so cool, Now we go to coffee shops. I went to San Diego. I went to a nice beach. I went surfing for a week. Every morning I went to get this waffles. And I was like, no man, And that's a vaccination, So bodhicitta is the ultimate vaccination. You don't have to wear a mask if you have bodhicitta. I mean, you should, right? Still wear a mask. You should wear a mask. I have my mask right here. But you should wear it, okay? I really do here. I have to prove it now. There's my mask. So I still wear it. But what I'm saying is, if you get a real vaccination called bodhicitta, you don't have to worry about other things. It protects you. I'm not saying you shouldn't wear a mask. I'm not saying you shouldn't get a vaccination. What I'm saying is if you have bodhicitta, your mask will work and your vaccination will work, which you should still get or you should still wear. Okay, good. All right. I went and found the quotation from the sutra. If you're interested, I'll give it to you someday. It's long and boring, and we don't know what those bags were anyway. We don't know what was in them anymore. So, okay. Now they're going to talk about Geshe Kamlungpa. And I had a teacher named Kamlung, a great Rinpoche Kamlung. And this is a Kadampa Geshe from 1,000 years ago. Geshe Kamlungpa, he was meditating on bodhicitta in the mountains of a place called Yungwa, in a state called Pimbo, which produces some cool lamas. I've had some lamas from Pimbo. Chansem Gomshin Shukap, Yude Mi Mayin Namki. Then there were some evil spirits living in Pimbo at that time. And like we used to have them around here at Dime Mountain. Negative spirits, Probably people who were upset because they were killed here. And Namki Nökyawar Tsambana, he was meditating on bodhicitta in his retreat cabin. And the retreat cabin was surrounded by negative spirits, okay? And they said, well, let's go get him, Let's go get this guy. Let's ruin his retreat, Let's make sure the plumbing breaks just when he starts his retreat. If you've ever tried to do retreats, there's about 1 million different things. One day I did a retreat and a cicada plague happened. Thousands of grasshoppers going around the cabin. And then they kind of flew away. And then I found out the cabin was next to a peacock farm. And peacocks go all day long. And anyway, if you want to have obstacles, try to do a retreat, right? Okay, why are we talking about that? This Geshe Kamlumba was trying to do a retreat, and these demons said, let's go get him, let's go ruin his retreat. Okay, then one of them said, it's not working out. It's not working out. We're trying to ruin his retreat. We're trying to disturb his retreat, but it's not working out. What's the problem? What's stopping us? And one of them said, he loves us more than himself. He cares for us more than he cares for himself. We can't touch him. We can't touch him, That's so cool, Let's ruin his retreat. Yeah, it's not working out. Why? He loves us more than he loves himself. How can we hurt? We can't hurt him. We keep trying and nothing happens, He loves us. People always ask me, by the way, lots of people in our group try to do retreats, medicine Buddha retreats, very cool. And you always have problems, You always get some, problems happen in retreats. And I think not a few of us believe that we have seen these spirits during a deep retreat. It's happened to me twice in 40 years, okay? But I think I have seen those spirits. And then people ask me, what should I do? I have a spirit in my retreat cabin. In the one of the ones I saw looked like a good friend of mine. And one of the ones I saw looked like black ink flowing between the wall and the ceiling and disturbing the retreat, And so people ask me, do you believe in those spirits? And I say, well, I didn't grow up in a country where my parents talked about these spirits. We thought it was superstition. So no, I didn't grow up believing in spirits, in those spirits, but I experienced them a few times. And then I asked my teacher, what should I do? What can I do? How do I get them out of my retreat cabin? And he said, love them. They can't stand it. He said, just love them, and make friends with them, take care of them, support them. Welcome, evil spirit, to my retreat cabin. Would you like some tormas? Or are you guys hungry? Or are people ignoring you? The most frustrating thing for an evil spirit is when people don't believe they exist. They're like, yeah, we're here. You want us to prove it? So how to deal with almost supernatural obstacles? They're also living beings. They're also people. And they also need love. And they also respond to love. Everyone responds to love. So love them and tell them you love them and show them you love them. Go pick some flowers for them and put them on the altar and say, these are for you guys, not for the Buddhas. Okay? These are for you guys. Okay? And that's how to deal with them. Okay? All right. Then Sen Shik Konang. By the way, in the scripture here, in the Lam Rim, that Geshe Kamlumba is the demons call him a name. They're trying to think of an insulting name to give him. And they say, he's just like Daktunga. Sara Prarudita. The Bodhisattva who can't stop crying. So he came again, this Bodhisattva came again. That's why you have to be a volunteer for ACI, because you get to hear the story of the Bodhisattva. Okay, so these demons we're calling him names, and they're calling, you're just like that guy that can't stop crying, you stupid. They accuse it. It's the biggest insult they could think of. You're just like that bodhisattva from the 8,000 verses. Okay. All right, Shin Dupe, Nepa Kyalmipa, we can't hurt him. All the stuff we're trying to do to hurt this guy doesn't work. Okay. Che Meitso. All right. Meitso means our Lama taught us how he said that. Okay, so a lot of times you'll see the incomparable Chijang Rinpoche, who's writing the transcript, will report what his Lama said. Okay. Shenyan Tumba Tuche Ching Ki Dumak Jambe Tu Pamba Zepa. And there's also the precedent of how our Lord Buddha dealt with the obstacles that were presented to him. Especially the famous ones are in the moment of his enlightenment. What's the story? Yeah, they threw spears and they shot bows and arrows, and then his love for them turned them into flowers in midair. That's such a cool idea. Like, it doesn't take very long for an arrow to go from me to cat, cutting, but then imagine it turning to a flower halfway. So I shoot an arrow at her because I'm angry, and then a flower, incoming flower, and this is a big rose. Okay, so there's the precedent. Lord Buddha, how did he react to evil spirits? Somehow he loved them so deeply that their weapons became flowers. And I think if you try it with people in your life who cause you problems, you will have the same experience. If you try to love them, what's the best way to deal with an irritating person in your life? Is to love them, and then the spears will change to flowers. Okay, what's the best way to deal with a problem person? Is love them. Okay. By the way, that doesn't mean you cannot discipline them, or spank them if they're bad. Okay, but with love, okay? Because you love them. All right. Gyalpo Jampe Top Shuk Yu Ki Chungji Nam Nujing Dang Topa Menupa. Then there's a story about a Tibetan king who, because he had so much love for everyone, all the negative spirits in his country couldn't hurt people. Okay, the king set such a good example of loving people who caused him trouble, that when the demons tried to hurt the country, the economy of the country, which is a yak herding, it didn't work. Okay. There's this guy, what's his name? Richard Kramer? I forget. Bishop in London, who helped write the Church of England's prayer book. It's an extraordinary prayer book. Extraordinary. Many people thought it was written by Shakespeare. And there was a joke that, what was that? If you want to get fed for the rest of your life, become his enemy, because he will take care of you for the rest of your life. Okay. It was a very beautiful story. This bishop was so loving to his enemies that the way to get a lifetime pension was to try to hurt him. And then he would take care of you for the rest of your life. It's really cool. Okay. All right, that's the best way to deal with problem people. Tim, when should I stop? 5 minutes from now. Okay, and we're going to have a special question from a person who won the lottery yesterday. And then we're going to have another lottery for tomorrow. Okay, good. We have time to do this last spirit story. This spirit is called Behar, okay? And Tibet has lots of local spirits in those mysterious mountains before Buddhism came. After Buddhism came, a lot of them became Buddhist protectors, good guys, okay? There was one named Behar, and he came to Bhutan Rinpoche. Bhutan Rinpoche lived just before Tsongkhapa, and he's famous for... He wrote a history of Buddhism, very famous, and yeah, he organized the Kangyo and the Tengyur. He organized 4,600 books from ancient India, got the translations all done, got them into their current form, mostly. Okay, and then there was another Lama named Sunam Gyaltsen in the same period, just before Tsongkhapa. And this demon offered them an iron nyuku. Nyuku means bamboo shoot, which came to mean pen. And he offered them an iron pen. Why would a demon offer two eminent lamas a pen?
It's like giving them a computer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like giving them a computer. And he was trying to disturb their meditation practice. Okay? He was trying to get them to write books all day and not do their meditation. Okay? And he succeeded. Okay? He was able the demon was able to offer an iron pen, meaning a computer, okay, to these two lamas. But Nguchu. So Nguchu means quicksilver, and we have two famous quicksilver lamas in our Vajrayogini lineage. But it's a place name. Quicksilver is a place name. And there was another famous bodhisattva from that same Quicksilver county called Togme Sambo, who wrote a famous commentary to Master Shantideva. And when the demon came to him to offer him a computer, it kept falling, or he kept losing it. Got it? Why? Yeah, his bodhicitta protected him from these distractions. Okay, probably he would have tried to buy an iPhone and it would probably keep breaking. And then he'd have to meditate because he didn't have anything else to do. Okay, so he had the power of bodhicitta that prevented people from distracting him, demons from distracting. So the whole point is, by the way, we have a picture, right, Paul? Where's that guy? Is it? No, I got one before that, I think. Yeah, how to ruin a kid's life. Give him an iPad, You know, how to ruin a kid. How to get a kid to ignore the entire world of nature is to give them a 4-inch piece of glass that they can spend their whole life in and not enjoy the world. Okay? So you can do the same thing with children, right? Give them a little piece of glass where they can see pictures of deer and trees and sky and never experienced deer and tree and sky. So anyway. All right, Tim. So anyway, you can protect yourself from these negative influences, including too much computer. Some computer is very useful. John Brady's computer project is very important. But too much computer can be an obstacle. And if you have love, those obstacles will not appear in your life. Okay,